Today, I want to talk about Henri Rousseau and why people love his work so much. So I'm going to start right away with a brief history of his life. Henri Julien Félix Rousseau, I probably totally pronounced that wrong, was born in France in the year 1844. After high school, he studied law and served in the army for 4 years. He moved to Paris in the year 1868 after his father's death to support his mother. He married Clémence Boitard, probably also pronounced that terribly too, in the same year. They had 6 children, but only one survived. He exhibited regularly in Salon des Indépendants, starting in 1886. He slowly started growing a following. In 1893, he moved a studio, painted, and lived there until his death. So that is a very quick, brief history of his life. But that's not the point of this video. I want to talk about why people love and admire his work so much. So let's move on to part 2, his art. The thing Rousseau painted most was the jungle. Funny thing is, he never actually left France. Some of his references included the botanical gardens in France, but it was mostly his imagination. He also looked at magazines and children's books. He also painted cityscapes, landscapes, portraits, and more. His style was mainly naive art, primitivism, which basically means he got no proper education in art, so he was pretty much self-taught. And that's his whole thing. He was self-taught. When you look at Rousseau's work, it might not make you feel great. Personally, when I look at his work, especially at the colors, I don't love them. You could tell he didn't have a great understanding of light. The perspective tends to be wonky, his knowledge of human form was minimal, and the colors are usually muddy and dark. The skills he gained came mostly from observing, as with most self-taught artists at the time. Oh, and let's just add that his paintings of children were... Let's take a look at The Gypsy, one of his most notable paintings. It's quite hard to understand what exactly is going on. There is a woman sleeping with a line behind her. The sky is clear with the moon out and a few stars. You can see the mountains in the distance. She has a mandolin and a pitcher beside her, and is wearing a colorful dress that draws most of the attention. The woman's pose is unnatural. It took me a while to find the other arm. The line in the back seems calm, and the whole painting gives off a calm and quiet energy. As we saw, Rousseau has zero interest in learning any important skills like perspective. Critics told him countless times to change his style, learn how to paint, and so on, but he never stopped. He purely painted for the enjoyment and escapism, to go to places he has never seen and never will see. And now part 3. Why is he important to the art world at all? I think one thing we forget in the art world is painting for enjoyment. Creating art for yourself and for fun. To not think about all the rules and pressure to create art that other people will like. If I were looking at Rousseau's art as someone who has to judge it by academic art knowledge, his artworks would get a low score, of course. But as a person who likes and enjoys it, I think there are reasons why I enjoy his work. Some critics say his art is childish, and honestly, they aren't wrong, but is it a bad thing? In a way, his art is relatable. Most of the art we see is by artists who have studied for years trying to perfect and master the techniques. Don't get me wrong, I love artists like Rembrandt and Vermeer. But sometimes it makes you forget what else art can be. Seeing Rousseau's paintings make me think of myself as a kid when I would draw what I see and use my imagination. I wouldn't care about replicating reality exactly. I drew because I enjoyed it. And while I still create art because I enjoy it, I feel like I've lost the feeling of freedom in my art. I must get the lighting correct, I have to make sure it looks anatomically correct, etc. Seeing Rousseau's work goes to show that even as you get older, you can still enjoy things that you love. And that with paint and canvas, you can go anywhere you want, whenever you want.